I walk in the door there of the clinic, and immediately after I walk in, this guy stops me and says, "Hey, I've read all your books." That's not something that normally happens to me. So I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know how to react at first. And so I go up and I pay my $20 copay, and then I come back and I realize, "Oh, you're the guy from the gym." And I'd seen him, I don't know, maybe a few months before then, maybe even 6 months, and I'd given him the links to my books. And yeah, he read them all, apparently. It was kind of astounding. And I didn't know like how to, like, in the moment I didn't know what to do, but afterwards was amazing. It kind of set me on fire. It's going to sound cheesy when I say it, but I just want to say thanks. I've had, over the last few days, a few interactions with y'all that I really appreciate it. And I wanted to share that because it meant something to me. After my last newsletter went out on Friday, I talked about some of my kind of weird, like, health stuff that's going on. Don't worry, I went to the doctor. I should be good. All of my blood work looks good and everything. I had some stuff going on. I'm not going to go into it here, but I did get an email from one of you asking, if I was all right, telling me to go see the doctor, and just in general, right, encouraging me to take it very seriously, which meant a lot to me. And Donald, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Hope you see this video. The fact that you would reach out to me and you were, concerned about it, concerned about me, meant a lot. So thanks. I'm all good. Actually feeling better today by quite a bit. I think it has something to do with traveling. And I'm going to be following up with an ENT to see if it's some inner ear thing going on, because it's not really pointing to anything else, which is a good thing on the one hand, because that would probably mean other health issues potentially. But it's really annoying because that means I don't really know what's causing it. So that is what it is. But Donald, I just want to say thank you for your email. I appreciate it. I also got a review this week on one of my books from a reader named Phyllis. Phyllis, you left me a 5-star review and you seem to really enjoy the book. I appreciated your kind words in your review. I know reviews are not a thing that is required of readers at all. It's not something that I try to be too pushy about. But anyway, I appreciated that. So thank you. Sometimes it's those little things, just a few words here and there, that make all the difference. Think about that. I don't know, right? Whether you're writing a review for an author, right? Or whatever you happen to be doing, telling somebody that you appreciate them, kind of like what I'm doing here now, maybe. I don't know. I think it goes a long way. And last week, I also got an email from a reader named Arthur, who was also going to write a review. It sounds like he might have had trouble leaving a review somewhere, but no worries. Arthur, I still have to follow up with you at the time of recording this. But in that email to me, Arthur, you mentioned that you thought I was a talented writer and you look forward to reading more. And that's really cool. I don't know how many times I've heard that, being told I'm a talented writer. So that meant a lot to me. One thing I've noticed is that one of the most motivating things to me when it comes to writing, storytelling, are these little interactions that I have with readers. There have been times when I have thought about giving up. There have been times when I thought I should just quit. I wasn't making it anywhere. I wasn't making the progress that I wanted to. I wasn't having an impact in some way, like an author can have an impact. But you know what I mean? And it's experiences like this that tell me otherwise. I've shared some other experiences that I've had a little while ago, recently. A couple months back now, I went to the doctor. Again, I'm fine. I keep bringing up the doctor in this video. That's not really the point. It was just for a routine checkup. I'm totally fine. I walk in the door there of the clinic, and immediately after I walk in, this guy stops me and says, "Hey, I've read all your books." That's not something that normally happens to me. So I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know how to react at first. And so I go up and I pay my $20 copay, and then I come back and I realize, oh, you're the guy from the gym. And I'd seen him, I don't know, maybe a few months before then, maybe even 6 months. And I'd given him the links to my books. And yeah, he read them all, apparently. It was kind of astounding. And I didn't know like how to, like, in the moment I didn't know what to do, but afterwards was amazing. It kind of set me on fire. And since then I have had the motivation to keep going. I realized, by the way, thank you, Derek. I believe your name is Derek, for that, for stopping me, for recognizing me and chatting with me. I hope I bump into you again in the near future. But interactions like that are just really neat. I also had somebody become a paid member on my Patreon, which, for those of you who don't know, my Patreon is free right now. And I got a kind email from Edwin saying that, maybe I could use coffee every now and then for the work I've been putting in. And that meant a lot because I didn't know if I was going in the right direction with the whole Patreon thing. Thank you to all those of you who have become free members on Patreon. Even if you're not a paid member, like it's free. That's the reason why I have it there. Yes, there are going to be some paid tiers in the future. I'm going to do stuff with it, sure, but like the free stuff is always going to be there. I always want to give readers what they deserve, which is a good story. But Edwin, thank you for your support. It means a lot. And for all those of you who are following me there, it also means a lot. It's very, very encouraging. And while I was traveling, I got to meet some readers face to face. Readers that didn't know me. These were new readers. There was a Reader Nation event there on the last day of the conference. And I was there representing my company that whole week. I actually work in the self-publishing industry, and I'm also a self-published author. And so for the majority of that week, I was talking to authors Monday through Thursday. It was all shop talk, right? And then on Friday was this reader event, and our company was going to be there. For the first time, we were going to be at this reader event. I should mention here really quickly, the company that I work for is BookFunnel. Many of you probably found me through BookFunnel. I just happen to be an employee of the company as well, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe it gives you a little bit of context, though, as to why my company was at the reader event. We were there to give out some free books, things like that. In fact, I got the opportunity to hand out some cards for one of my books as well. I was giving these out to folks. They've got a code on the back. It was just kind of fun to be able to talk to people and, to be quite honest with you, to feel like a real author for a moment. Tell people about what I'm writing, what I'm doing, see their reaction. And it's not that, for those of you who I haven't met in person, that, our connection is somehow less meaningful, but it meant a lot to me to have that direct interaction with readers. I want to find a way to provide that for those of you who, don't live in my area or I might never see in person. I'm working on that. Maybe some ways that we can interact if that's something that you want, some live stream or something like that. That'll probably wind up going up on the Patreon is my guess, or maybe a Zoom. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But I've just been encountering readers in so many different ways, getting emails, bumping into them in person, like at the doctor's office, readers showing support when they absolutely don't have to, showing concern for me personally. And yeah, okay, this is the cliche time of year to be saying thank you to people, but I have a lot to be thankful for as an author, like, let alone as a human being who is a husband and a father. I have so much to be thankful for there. And I also have a lot to be thankful for as an author. I also got to rub shoulders with some authors that I look up to and have them call me their friend, which is just kind of, I'm still not over it. I'm still not over it. If any of you see this video, you know who you are. I don't need to name drop anybody, but thank you for taking me under your wing and giving me advice. It means a lot to me. So I'll wrap this video up here. I'm going to try to post a little bit more frequently to this channel. I kind of figured out what I want to do with it. The reason I haven't posted a lot here is because honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And now I've sorted all that out. Took me a little while. Most things do. Thank you for your patience with me. I know I'm working on a lot, and I made some big promises in 2025 of, what I was going to do and what I was going to write, and I've fallen short on that. But I had some things to sort out, and I think if I play my cards right, we can keep this ball rolling into 2026. I can make some good progress on some of those things that I promised. I have some ideas on how I can execute that as well. I realized today that, I have a full-time job, and then as a parent, it's kind of like another full-time job on top of all that. I have to give myself a little grace, cut myself a little slack when I'm not able to achieve all the writing goals that I want to achieve. Funny enough, writing goals down is actually really easy. I could write down 100 goals that will take me 10 years to accomplish, maybe. In fact, I could write down goals to kingdom come, goals that I will never be able to accomplish in my lifetime if I wrote too many of them. So instead, I think I'm going to be focusing on how I can execute on those things, bring you guys new stories, and all of that stuff. So with that, thank you. I'll see you guys next time.